Hey guys, greetings, love, love, love. I wanted to come on this evening, after Mother's Day, to kind of talk about the loss of my mom. To just kind of put it out there. Um, if you don't know me, if you're new to my channel, if you're just coming across my video and you don't know me personally, um, I never was raised by my biological mom. My great grandmother, who was 101 when she passed, she raised me. I had her in my life until I was about 27 years old, and that's kind of young. I'm now 31, so that's really kind of young to lose a parent. Especially when you're just figuring out life. Because like in your early 20s, you're just like, well, for me, in my early 20s, I was just like partying and getting drunk and dating around and enjoying my life. So by the time I got to 27, I was still partying and enjoying my life. Like, I believe that I drank um, since I was 25 all the way to 27, maybe, yeah, all the way to 28, every day nonstop. And people are like, how in the hell did you drink every single day for 3 years? I went on the meanest binge, and I'm not proud of it, and I'm not glorifying that. But that was a part of my life, and just because that happened, I am who I am today. And if I would have never hit my rock bottom, which I'll talk about that in future videos, then I wouldn't be able to record before you right now and share and touch on any of this, because I probably would be dead, honestly. And that's not for pity, and that's not for clout, or to that's just the real truth. I'm being real transparent. Anyway, so um mom and I were like the best of friends. Like, she was my best friend. We didn't always agree, just like any other mother and daughter. But we were like the best of friends. She was the most kind, patient, peaceful, loving person on the face of this earth. I'm never gonna meet another person like her. I'm just sure of it. The day that mommy passed, and I'm just gonna go into a little detail, because people need to get this off their chest. I want to set the tone. It's okay. Like, people not gonna understand because, oh, it's too bad, it's gonna make me cry, I don't want to talk about it. But this is therapeutic for me. Like, I'm gonna post another video here and you'll see it. I don't know which one I'm gonna post first, but this is just my introduction video. The one that I'm gonna post, I'm not so sure, but this is not the introduction video. But in my introduction video, I'm just letting you guys know, people that are viewing this, I'm gonna be completely transparent about who I am. And yes, like, I'm from Atlanta, so I do move my hands a lot and I talk with my hands. So y'all bear with me. I'm new to this, and I'm new to this. But back to stay on topic, I wanted to do a good video for Mother's Day, just to let people know that there are some girls out here, there are some men, women living out here that don't have a mom, and their moms are not here. And like a lot of us, I'm wishing, heaven had a phone so I could call up there and hear her voice one more time. But and this was really quick when before mom died. Like, the whole process was kind of brief, like very, very brief. I believe the whole month of December for me in 2013 was tough because mom got sick in the beginning. And so it's one morning. Usually in my mornings, I would stop over in the morning just to care for her, because at this point, we were all as a family like on a shift and just taking our time, because her legs kind of gave out on her. She was 101 years old, so you can imagine, but she was in good shape because she had a right mind. She could hold a full conversation. She remembered what day it was. She knew what year it was. She took quite a few medications over the course of years, as you can imagine. I wasn't as conscious as I was now, and I wasn't into like herbs and natural medicine and as I am now. So like I feel like some of this could have been prevented, and I know she was 101, but in my mind I know that if I would have been more aware at that time, and I'm not saying that it's anybody's fault or it's my fault. I'm not blaming myself. I'm just saying that I know we could have extended life. But everything is in the universe's hands, and the universal God controls it all. But not to get off topic, but to get back on topic, I received a phone call while I was on my way to work, and they said that mom had just kind of passed out and that they were rushing her to the hospital and that I should come, of course. So immediately she they didn't take her to the normal place because that wasn't her first time having little spells. 101 years old, right? They didn't take her to the hospital that they usually would take her to. They took her to a new one, it's more collegey, more student doctors, more advanced medicine for just different things. So I thought that a lot of people didn't like this place, but I felt like that was the best place for her because the place where she had been before, I don't think they paid enough attention to her, like her medical concerns. It was kind of not like they just pushed it out the door or pushed her out the door whenever she had an issue. They just chopped it up to her being 101 years old. Not trying to preserve any life. They called. I go down there and I'm talking to mom, and I'm in the room with her, always, because I'm the person that knows like her social. I'm the person that knows what medicine she take. I know all her medical history, surgeries, and all that stuff. I'm her caretaker, and so I'm in the room and she's like, I'm fine. What am I doing here? What happened? She didn't remember anything. So like we're having a conversation. I'm like, girl. I was like, because this is how I talk to her. I'm like, girl, you're going to be all right. Like, we got to get you up out of here. Like, we got to get you up out of here. She was like, yeah, I do not want to spend the night. She definitely was saying that she did not want to spend the night, that she was ready to go home. And she didn't really remember what happened. She was in no pain. They didn't give her, like, any opiate drugs or no drugs or anything like that. So she was definitely in good shape. Well, the doctors came in and was like, everything looks good, but we need to run some more tests to figure out exactly what's wrong. Well, everybody's like, okay. By this time, like, this is the whole day, and I'm just like, I gotta go home because I gotta go to work. Like, I gotta go to work. I couldn't stay, so I would come back the next morning. Well, 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm getting a call from one of my aunts who I love so much. I just love her so much. And she called and she's like, hey, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. And, when you get a call at 4 o'clock in the morning, you thinking, oh, the worst. Just because you just thinking the worst. Like, oh, no. And, so she called, I answered the phone. She said, hey, mom had a stroke. Nothing serious, but I think you need to come on down. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I roll out of bed, get dressed, hop in the car. I'm gone. I'm on my way there, down there to the hospital. I get there, and my auntie walked in. I smoked a cigarette. This is back in when I smoked a cigarette. Like, I literally I smoked a cigarette because that shit got on my nerves. And, that mess got on my nerves. I mean, that's the most nerve-wracking thing is to have your mom, to almost know that something's going to happen to your mom. Like, something's going to happen. Like, she's 101 years old, and this could be bad. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. So I get there, and she's not responsive. From yesterday, from our whole conversation that we had yesterday, she's not responsive. She lost her voice. She couldn't speak back to me. So of course all the family's there now, and so I go over to mom, and She's just kind of laying there, and I'm just like, okay, just rubbing on, just talking to her, because she can hear me, but she can't speak back to me. And that lasted for about 2 days, 2 or 3 days. But I was still talking to her because I just knew that she was gonna be okay. So of course, like, she's in this state. 2 or 3 days go by, and maybe a week go by. She's still in this state. We're still just talking to her, visiting with her. So now, the hospital wants to have a meeting because they're just like, listen, she suffered 2 bad strokes, like brain strokes. Like, she's a vegetable because now she suffered 2 strokes, 1 stroke and then another stroke. Yeah. So if I remember correctly, she had 1 stroke and then she had another stroke like days later. And this stroke just kind of shut it down. Well, I went to her bedside because now I know. So she's prepared me for this my whole life. And I have to say this. I have to say that the weeks to come, mommy was telling me, like, I'm not going to be with you forever. Like, that. She was like, I mentioned to you guys that I was on my way to work. Well, I had issues, and I'm going to talk about that because I'm going to be kind of transparent with y'all about that in future videos. I had a problem with holding down jobs. Like, I did not like no one telling me what to do. I was like the only child in the house, and I was very spoiled and used to having my way. And so I didn't do well in the workforce. Mommy said, do you like your job? This is what she would ask me, like, when I would go over there, like, weeks prior to the stroke. Do you like your job? Are you going to be okay if something happens to me? I wish I could leave you a lump sum of money. I wish I could do this for you. I'm not going to be with you forever. Like, just really, really stressing the issue that I get myself together. And, and it would make me cry. Like, I would just be crying, like, no, I don't want you to leave. Like, we should be quiet. Like, let's not talk about that. You're going to live forever. I would say all that. And that wasn't the case. It wasn't the case. And so once I went to her bed, and one thing about mom and I, we were very, very into, like, hymns and in the church, like in the church all days on Sunday, just me and her. We used to literally go visit 3 different services at 3 different places on Sunday. Sunday was for church. So I held her hand, I grabbed her hand, and I started to sing. I asked her, I said, do you want me to sing to you? This is before I'm sorry, I have to go back because this is before she had the 2nd stroke. So I grabbed her hand, and I told her, it was just me and her in that hospital room, and I told mom, and I said, Mom, I love you, and I appreciate you. And she whispered to me. She whispered to me, and she said to me, Lord, have mercy. And to this day, when Lord have mercy rings when I think about her. And she wasn't saying, Lord, have mercy on her soul or her life. She was just saying, Lord, have mercy on the legacy that she was leaving behind. She was asking God to have mercy upon us, and kind of like releasing that into the universe to take care of us. Have mercy on me, because she didn't want me to go through hard times. That's why I know now that she's still with me. But I said my piece, and I'm saying that because it's very important that you let people know why they are alive, how much you love them, and you appreciate them on a day-to-day basis. And I was happy to actually get that off my chest, and because I had to always be strong for her, because, the older she got, the older I got, So I had to always take responsibility and stay strong, and just be like her shoulder to lean on. It went from, me being a baby to her being a baby. But guys, the story, it could go on and on and on and on and on. I just wanted to be completely transparent with you about losing a mom. Solely a 27-year-old girl at the time losing her mom. We have a meeting at the hospital and they're telling us there's nothing she could do. I mean, listen, now at this time, you already know it's hospice. So it's hospice. At this time now, it's around Christmas. Mom's at home now. She's in hospice. She's a vegetable just laying there, and we're all just waiting. We're all just waiting on her to get better. But in my mind, I know that this is it. My family, you can imagine how the family is just everybody, no one's in their right mind. Everybody's all crying, sad, and this is just days, and mom's just laying there. And at this point, she's like dehydrated because we can't get her. She's a vegetable, so we didn't want to we put a feeding tube in her just to, pump her with the liquid. But it was, at that point, she became just an angel. She didn't need anything of this world to satisfy her, because at that time she was just the angel that she is, the goddess that she is, and she was living off life. And I'm appreciative now to be able to see that transition. And it wasn't until I heard the term transition that I was actually able to deal with mommy moving on. So I want to inspire you to write it down. Write it down if you've lost a mom. Write it down. You need to write down your story, and you need to get it out. You need to tell as many people you can to listen to you if you're still battling. You need to understand that it's not death that's taken your mom. It's not death that's taken that loved one from you. They've merely just transitioned into perhaps a butterfly, into perhaps a beautiful, beautiful sunflower. The other day I was going into my office to go to work, and a honeybee, which, if you know honeybees, they pollinate, they don't stink, nipped me right here, didn't bite me, just ran across my chin. And instantly I knew that was mom kissing me on the cheek. And so things like that happen. For instance, sometimes birds will just come up to me and just stare at me and chirp. And I'll be like, I love you, mom. Because I believe that my mom is everything that I come across. Everything that I am, that lady is me. And I have a tattoo, and it's her name. And whenever I feel lonely, I bring it over and I hug it. So that's my story, and I hope that you've enjoyed story time with me. And just be patient with me. This is new to me, and like I said, in 6 months, I'm going to review all of this, and it's just going to be a grand old time for me, because this is growth. This is documented growth for me. So stick with me, guys. I know this video is probably, all over the place, but just stick with me. I want to get the love out there. So I want to touch on real life topics, and I thought, what better way to, celebrate Mother's Day, what better way than just being honest about losing my mom. And that was my story, and it was brief, and I can't tell you everything because, like I said, I'm going to write a book. But I can tell you, enough just to get you to the hump, so you'll feel you're not alone. I'm with you. Anyway, that's all I got. I hope you enjoy it, or you enjoyed it, and I appreciate you. Thanks. Love.